Hello, everyone. My name is Stanley St. Rose, and today we're going to be talking about the book A Children's Bible, written by Lydia Millet. Now, before I go into summary analysis of this work, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and/or comment so that the channel can continue to grow. Within this work, we have Evie, we have Jack, brothers and sisters. We have a bunch of rich kids with their parents, and throughout the novel, the parents are alcoholics. They're doing drugs. They're having, wild sex parties. This novel, you have climate change is the biggest issue here, and it feels like a dystopia where society has pretty much been destroyed, and climate change is, think about your disaster movies, think about your disaster novels, crumbling infrastructure, society's going out of control. People are looting because the climate is just it's just horrible. You have floods and the most terrible weather that you could think of. And basically, all these rich people, they're having this wonderful time in a mansion and they have their kids. Now, the kids and the adults are very different. The adults are just having fun, drinking, doing drugs, having a great old time. Because at several points throughout the work, it's like, it's the end of the world. There's storms, there's flooding, there's all these horrible things that are happening. Um, and the adults, basically, they're just practicing hedonism, having a good old time, while the kids are the ones that are trying to save themselves and the earth. They're doing the repairs, they're fighting for the earth, they're the heroes here. Evie and Jack, there's several conversations between the two of them, and just understand these characters. Jack is, has all these ideas about the Bible and the stories from the Bible, because this is where we get the whole children's Bible. Because Jack is introducing a bunch of religious ideas that are from the Bible. Within this work, ideas about you know what it means to exist on the earth, and what the Bible characters went through in the Bible, and how does that apply to us. So you have a lot of religious examples, Christian beliefs that are represented within this work, where kind of like trying to see the beauty within the Bible and the stories within the Bible, and seeing the trials and the tribulations within the Bible, and to apply it to what the kids are facing within this work. Um, you have several different things that are happening, where the adults, at some point they get dengue fever. At some point you have one of the mothers, she was pregnant, but then there was an issue with blood and she died while giving childbirth. At some point, you saw the kids living, trying to survive, looking for food. You have looters looting for food. You have bad storms and the kids trying to survive. And ultimately, the work ends with the kids ending within behind this mansion, and trying to survive, while the parents pretty much just fade away because, well, society is gone, as the world that they knew is pretty much fading before their eyes. And the kids, since they're the next generation up, they have to take up the mantle and try to survive on this planet, despite all the horrible weather and the horrible storms. And in terms of deeper meaning and analysis, this work is all about pretty much like a dystopia where the society is falling apart. These rich kids that are disconnected from their parents, because the parents are all about their money, hedonism, and having a good time, and the kids are more, thinking about the earth, thinking about survival, thinking about, how the planet can be better, tied in with some Christian religious beliefs, and the beauty of the world and what the world could be and what the natural earth could be. And ultimately, it ends with them surviving, and the kids surviving and the adults mostly fading away. It's kind of like saying that, today we live in a world where the young generation or the population. It's like the mantle is in the youth's hands. They have to somehow protect the earth and make it better and survive for the to preserve what the earth is. And with the biblical angle, it's kind of like within the Bible, you kind of see in many ways. There's certain chapters within the Bible that talks about the beauty of the earth and how God created the earth and how nature, was created by God and everything. And you can see where when you bring in the religious aspect to it, the biblical stories into it, how Jack, could be looking from the past or looking at these individuals that lived in the past, and how their stories can be influential and help him and the other young people to find some meaning within their world, and to make the world um, a better place somehow. But ultimately, it's this work really critiques the adults. It pretty much says that the adults, it's all their fault because of these tycoons and their desire to be wealthy, to be rich, to make money. Um, they pretty much ruin the earth. And it's these young children that want a better life for themselves, that want to continue existing. It's up to them to make a difference about it. But really, what can they really do? Because by this work, it's you pretty much see the crumbling of society. They're going throughout within the work. The young children, the teenagers pretty much, they're going throughout different mansions. At some point they're on a farm, and then they have to leave, and then there's looters, and then there's different groups that are coming that are fighting for resources. What that also says a lot about the time we live in, because as the Earth's natural resources get affected by climate change, one day human beings, if it gets that bad, we might have to start fighting over resources. I mean, technically, we already are. I mean, oil is no joke. Countries will definitely go to war for oil. One day, maybe it's not for oil anymore, and it's for like things like water and trees. I mean, who knows? But the more that climate change affects the natural resources of the earth, the more the earth gets affected. The more the younger generation is affected also, because well, the older generation is on its way out, and the young generation, they have to deal with it because they have to live here until they die. So this is very realistic, because I think it's something that many young people are thinking about today, about climate change, about how human beings are affecting the world, and how that can affect their lives. um, and it also shows, well, the reality between how the rich views the world. They try to use their money to escape certain things, but how can you escape climate change? Because it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. If you're on the earth, climate change will affect you. So really interesting work here. That's all I had to say about it. Please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.